He good morning me right back. Yeah. I would like to welcome everybody today. I am so glad you came out in the tiny bit of flurries that we have for the Californias. That's 8 inches of snow out there right now. For the rest of us, that's just a dusting where we can shovel in our flip-flops. So, my name is Joan James. I am a licensed practitioner here. And I'm a ministerial student for the Center for Spiritual Living, which is seriously fun. And I welcome you wherever you are in your journey today here at our center. And for those of you who have signed up to take the Foundations course, today is about the first chapter in the Science of Mind textbook. Traditionally, the month of January, we spend the 4 weeks going over the first 4 chapters of the Science of Mind textbook. And the reading that you have for class is also what Debbie will be speaking to today, that we are all one. And so if you haven't read, you can just sort of sit back and have a little, what is it called, a Cliff Notes version, if you're not prepared and aren't going to get to it. So it's going to be fun. We have a statement of truth here at the Center for Spiritual Living. And that statement of truth is, there is a power for good in the universe, and you can consciously use it. Our mission here is to teach, demonstrate, and empower a positive spiritual approach to living. And we try and embody that in everything we do, everywhere we go, everyone we meet with. It's something that becomes internal with who we are. And the more that you act out of those places and those 2 statements, the more life lines up to give you gift after gift after gift. Now is a good time to check and make sure your cell phone is turned off so it doesn't ring. And mine rings in my hearing aids, and it's not off. So if I pause for a second with a funny look, it's because my hearing aids are ringing in my head. So I would like to welcome, we have Victoria and James as our musicians, and they'll be doing our first song.
Thank you. All right, one thing, you guys, before I start singing. You guys, I promise I won't make you guys sing if you move up a little bit. You're all hiding in the back. Come up, be part of the community. Just jump out of your seat, come up on the first 2 rows. All right, here's a little I start my day. Yeah, here we go. You know what's up. All right, yes. I start my day with love. I start my day with love. That's what I get more of, is love. I start my day with love. When I start my day with love, that's what I get more of, is love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. Love, love, love. I start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace, feel that sweet release of peace. I start my day with peace. When I start my day with peace, I feel that sweet release of peace. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace. Peace, peace, peace. I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, everything I do is infused with joy. I start my day with joy. When I start my day with joy, everything I do is infused with joy. Joy, joy, joy. Joy, joy, joy. Joy, joy, joy. Joy, joy, joy.
Thank you, Victoria and James. Now we have a group reading, and there it is. If everyone could read this together. I am ready to deepen my conviction in the power and presence for good. I am ready to apply it in my daily life. ready to receive God's highest blessings. I am ready to live on a higher level of beingness. I am ready to be a transformative light in the world. And so it is. Wonderful. So now we're going to do a centering prayer. If you just can sort of get settled in your seat, put your feet on the floor, take a really deep breath. Let's breathe in together. Holy Creator, thank you for this day. Thank you for this peace. Thank you for the opportunity to be present to each other as the CSL Minneapolis community. We are grateful for everything that you give us, for everything that you bring, and we are here now in this place of love. We are here now in this place of joy and peace. Thank you so much for allowing us to be present to each other, to our community, and to the world. And so it is. And now we have a candle lighting ceremony, and Joan is going to be our candle lighter. This center is based on the knowledge that there is one great universal presence. As we acknowledge that there are multiple names and paths to this one, which unifies us, not divides us. Please join me as we honor the unifying nature of spiritual thought and experiences as we light the flames of faith, acknowledging all people and all faiths. We light the candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. There you go. We light the candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. And I invite you now to take a moment and light the candle within for all forms of new thought, honoring the metaphysical path of wholeness, oneness, and mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. Thank you, Joan. And now I'll call up our reading, and I think if I just use the word Colleen, one of them will come up and do the reading. Oh, it worked.
Good morning. Rev Debby has chosen a reading today from Richer Living, How to Use Your Mind Power for More Successful Living. And it's today's reading, January 7th. Today I stand on the mountaintop of my soul and cause my spiritual vision to encompass more. For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he, Proverbs 23:7. As far as mind extends, so far extends heaven. Upanishad. My soul hath built for me a habitation. Book of the Dead. Note that Proverbs does not say that a man is as he thinks he is. Quite the contrary. It says he is as he thinks. Here is a vast difference. A person might imagine himself to be very clever while remaining quite dull, but if his thoughts are brilliant, the man also will be brilliant. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. The heart stands for the center of consciousness, the point from which circulates everything that we are. It is said that Moses was led by the divine spirit into a high mountain and told that all the land that his vision could encompass his feet could tread upon. This high mountain stands for an exalted place in consciousness. As consciousness extends its vision, it extends the possibility of its objective experience. This means that objectively we possess that which subjectively we encompass. Our soul is always building a habitation for us, because consciousness is forever dealing with first cause, with the causeless cause. with that which plays with cause and effect as children play ball. Emerson tells us to stay at home with the cause, to build a habitation and therein to dwell. It is wonderful to realize that our true home is not made with hands, but is eternal in the heavens. Today, I stand on the mountaintop of my soul and cause my spiritual vision to encompass more. I shall push out the horizons of my previous experiences in order that I may have more room. My soul shall look out and see that all is well. I am filled with peace, with joy, and with contentment.
In this moment, in this place, I remember who I am. Letting fear and worry fall away from me, I open my eyes and see there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. When I lose myself, when I think I've lost my way, then I go inside and quiet my mind. I can hear Spirit gently say, there is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love.
Thank you so much. And now I'd like to invite Reverend Debbie up today for our spiritual message.
Good morning, everyone. Well, it's going to get out of my face somehow. All right. Happy 2024. Yes, we made it. Okay, so there were these three sons, and they got together to talk about Christmas because they weren't able to gather. And the first son said, well, I bought Mom a really big house. And the second one said, well, that's fine. I got her a really fancy car. And the third brother was like, Mom loves the Bible, and her vision isn't that great, so I bought her a parrot that can recite the Bible to her. So a little bit of time passes, and they all get on a Zoom call, seeing Mom for the first time of the year, and they're like, Mom, did you like your Christmas? And she's like, well, Milton, that house is a little too big for me, so I'm not going to move in. And I have to tell you, Gerald, that car, it's way too small and goes way too fast for me. I think we should trade it in. But I have to say, Donald, your gift was so precious. It was the most delicious chicken I have ever cooked. So there we have it, the season of giving never ends. As Joan shared with you, we are going back to the first 4 chapters. And the first 4 chapters pretty much say the same thing over and over and over. So, delightfully, we have 3 ministers that are going to give you our version and share a little bit about how we got into this teaching. So it's going to be a really fun 4 weeks. So the chapters are the thing itself, which is God, Spirit, Harry, whatever you want to call it. The way it works, which is through us. What it does is say, yes, my beloved. And how do we use it? We use it by consciously thinking. So that's kind of what we're going to cover. And today, I'm going to start with the first chapter, which is the thing itself. Ernest Holmes says, the thing itself is the power of God to create as we think into it. As we think into it. Now, when I first started going to a Science of Mind church, I thought, the thing itself, that is just so disrespectful, right? I mean, it's God after all. I was raised a good Episcopalian, and it's God. It's Spirit. It's Mother, Father, God, whatever, but it's not the thing itself, right? It just felt wrong. But then, the more I got to know about this thing itself, the only creative force, the universal power, doesn't play favorites, always works the same way. The thing itself became one of my favorite phrases because it reminds me that God is impersonal, totally impersonal. There's no begging, there's no pleading, there's no bargaining, there's no pleasing. And at that point in time, I was like the best people pleaser ever. More on that the fourth Sunday. But I realized that I didn't need to please, beg, or bargain. I just got to be. Because the thing itself loved me as me. And loved me even more, if that's even possible, when I was authentically me, because then I was loving myself as well. You see, this teaching is based on certain principles, certain laws that never change, that we are all using all of the time. And the purpose of this teaching, this philosophy, is to look at how we're seeing and how we're using it and how we're thinking, and to take us to the top of the mountain for us to expand our vision of who we are and what we are here to be to so much greater than we have ever thought possible. Just like anyone who mixes yellow and blue together and you get green. You do get green, right? Yellow and blue. Yeah, you get green. We can prove these principles just by expanding our awareness of who and whose we are. We can prove these principles that are the same for all. And we can share this teaching with all by inspiring and empowering those people who are in our life, be it for a long time or for a moment. Holmes writes in the textbook, the study of science of mind is a study of first cause, spirit, mind, that invisible essence, that ultimate stuff, and intelligence from which everything comes from, the power, the back of all creation. That is the thing itself. And the one thing I really love about doing the first chapters, I get to share one of my favorite Bible stories. Probably my favorite because it's one of the few I know. But anyway, the thing itself. There's this wonderful story Jesus told about a father who had 2 sons, the prodigal son. The youngest son comes to his father and says, I want my part. I want my piece of the action because I'm ready to go off and become my own man. This is my version of the story. It's my version. But anyway, so he gets his father, doesn't say no, doesn't ask any questions, just says, yes, my beloved son, here you go. And off he goes into the city, meets some new friends, has all of this money, has a great time, until the money runs out. And then he realizes he really didn't meet any new friends, right? Because once the money was gone, they were gone. He finds himself feeding pigs for a living and realizes one day that the pigs are eating better than he is. Not cool. So he decides it's time to suck it up, go back to his father, confess the sin that he made, right? Beg for forgiveness, and just ask his father if he would hire him, because his father's workers were living a much better life than he was. And he thought, my dad will at least give me a job, right? So he makes the long trek home. And his father sees him in the distance and starts celebrating, right? They go and they kill a calf and start a party. He runs to his son with sandals and a robe and asks the servant to bring him a ring for his finger. And he doesn't even get a chance to really say, Father, I have sinned. Please forgive me. He doesn't really get a chance to say that in my version because he's like filled with love. And they have this wonderful celebration. And to me, this speaks of the essence of the thing itself. Because, like the father in this story, sometimes we all know it's not the right thing to say yes to. But what the thing itself does is says, yes, my beloved. I am with you now. I am with you forever. I am you. It just honors the free will. That's it. Just honors the free will. Just like he honored the free will of his son. Holmes writes, the divine plan is one of freedom. Bondage is not God ordained. Freedom is the birthright of every living soul. And it is up to us to discover for ourselves our inherent nature. It is up to us to discover the divine within. The divine within. The prodigal son was all about the divine out there, right? It was all about the stuff, the glitter and the glamour and being popular and all of that stuff. Looking out there for the world to fulfill him. And I think we've all done that at one point in time or another. We kind of fall into that trap of stuff that's going to make us happy, gadgets and all of those. And I'm not saying stuff isn't wonderful, because, it's kind of nice. But what are we really seeking? We're not really seeking more stuff, right? We're seeking a type of fulfillment. We're seeking things that are making us feel happiness. We're seeking the freedom to express our true nature, like, this is who I am, this brand new Lexus. It's that. But in order to really have all of that great stuff, to have it and to keep it, including relationships and life in general, we need to be rich inside first. We need to spend some time courting that presence, I believe. Because when we do that, we are expressing our goodness, our happiness, our freedom from the inside out. And that's when it shines so bright. And I have to tell you, the world could use a little bit more brightness right about now. The younger son, well, he lived well on the outside, but only on the outside, until he got to a place of being humble. Have you ever been really humble in your life? Like really humble to the point where, okay, ego, just leave me alone. This isn't working. I've got nowhere else to turn. Like down on your knees, humble. I think we've all been there. And if we haven't, then we need to relook at how we view our history, because I think you will find that we have. A place when we're putting everything, our pride aside, and we're just saying, okay, use me. Help me, use me, direct me, guide me. It is at that point, that I believe the thing itself really suits up and shows up surrounded with grace. Allowing us to feel that love and that happiness and that self-acceptance just the way we are. Just the way we are. And allows us to build back up that ability to reach inside for the richness. Kierkegaard called it the God hole, that part of you that is not being fulfilled, that is saying, why am I not happier? Why is this stuff not bringing me joy the way it did? It is because that gnawing hollowness, that is actually the thing itself calling us home. The thing itself saying, seek within first. Allow me to fill that hole in divine partnership with you. And that is all about turning to the truth, recognizing that we are co-creators of our life, recognizing that the thing itself is experiencing its creation as we are experiencing our life, is always in divine partnership and always saying yes. And once we start to do that, and anyone who's been in this teaching for any length of time will confirm this. Once we start seeking to fill that hole within, and we start coming from that place of being the authentic me, the authentic one, when we stop seeking stuff starts to appear. When we start to give of our time, more time appears. When we start to give of our love, our relationships become stronger. And sometimes some relationships go away because we're giving love. When we give of our treasures to where we're spiritually fed, those treasures come back. Because it's how the principle works, the law of cause and effect, that whole circle of life that everyone talks about. That circle of life is for all aspects of life. Just as when we give out of a place of anger, right? What comes back is anger. Ernest Holmes writes, man by thinking can bring into experience whatsoever he desires, if he thinks correctly and becomes a living embodiment of his thoughts. This is not done by holding thoughts, but by knowing the truth. That as we give, we receive, pressed down and multiplied. Which brings me to part 2 of the story, right? I said 2 sons. So now here's this elder son back at the ranch. They're having this big party, and this son, the older son, he's livid because here he's done nothing but serve his father. He's worked hard. He's always been there for him. He's not demanding anything. You know, he's like right there by his side. And here, his brother is getting all of the glory right now. And what is he getting? Nothing. He's getting nothing. And he is just fit to be tied. So the father comes out to bring him into the party, and he's like, I'm not going in there. I'm not celebrating him. He's like wasted everything. And here I am, right, doing the right thing, day in and day out, right by your side. And he comes home with nothing, and you give him everything. And the father is like, well, my son, You are always with me, and everything I have has always been yours. You see, on the surface, right, we can relate to why he was not very happy, right? I mean, we've all been there. Worked really hard, and somebody else got the promotion, worked really hard, and the raise wasn't as much as it should have been. You know, doing what I'm supposed to be doing, but I'm still getting a little shortchanged in life. Well, here's the thing. The older son was surrounded by everything the father had, but he didn't know that. He didn't accept that. He wasn't able to accept that. He didn't have a high enough vision. He wasn't willing to go to the mountaintop. In fact, he didn't even think there was a mountaintop. You know, here he is, maybe wishing he had a loaded, fully loaded Tesla, and, he's driving around in this bottom basement Prius. I don't know. But he had no vision. He didn't know that all of this was his. He didn't ask. He settled. He allowed that rut in life to be his rut in life. His lot in life was to be of service to his father, not realizing that he created his own lot in life. He needed to go to the mountaintop. He needed to have a vision of what his life was like, what he wanted in his world. And I think that's true of a lot of us. We sort of settle. We settle for what we've got. Or for, because, this is who I am, and middle class is what I've got, or lower class, or whatever it is you want to name it, right? I am who I am, and this is what I have. But as in the reading today, if we allow ourselves to go within and fill that hole, to allow the richness within to come out, if we take time and shut off the monkey mind who is saying, it is what it is, when we shut that off and we say, heck with that, I'm going up. I'm going out. When we do that, and we let that small voice, which is that essence of who we really are, start to have a voice, it doesn't stay small very long. It gets louder, and it gets louder. And before you know it, things start to turn. And we realize we don't have a lot in life. We have all that is the Father's. Everything that the thing itself creates is all of ours, once we're willing to name it, claim it, and accept the fact that we're worthy of it. And that's the trick, to know that you're worthy of it. And the way we get around that trick is we go within. Because within, Spirit feeds us and recognizes how rich we truly are. T.S. Eliot wrote, at the end of all of our exploring, we will be, at the end of our exploring, we will arrive where we started and know that place for the very first time. Isn't that beautiful? All of the searching and all of the seeking we're doing takes us right back to our heart, to our soul, to our connection with that one thing itself. Hafiz puts it this way. My beloved said, my name is not complete without yours. I thought, how could a human's worth ever be such? And God, knowing all of our thoughts, and all of our thoughts are innocent steps on the path, then addressed my heart. God revealed a sublime truth to the world when he sang, I am made whole by your life. Each soul completes me. We are all one. We are all part of this thing called life. That's it, all of us, whether we know it, believe it, or not. But just imagine how life would be if in our heart of hearts we knew who and whose we are. How would life change if we respected and honored every other traveler on this path, no matter what? No matter what. The thing itself, it says, yes, my beloved. And we are each the beloved in our own divine expression. So this year, I invite us all to lead a spiritual life. I invite us all to take time during the day and celebrate who we are. If you have a spiritual practice, great, up it. If you don't, get one. The book that Colleen read from today is a daily read. I've been reading it daily, almost daily, for I don't know how many decades. Living the Science of Mind, great book. Little excerpts of Holmes talking about how we actually live this teaching. There's all kinds of things. A daily spiritual read is just so, so lovely. And I would like to close with a really quick meditation, okay? And it's on the very last page of this book, Living the Science of Mind. So get comfortable for a minute and just breathe and close your eyes if you want and just settle in. I know there is a power for good which is responding to me and bringing into my experience everything that is necessary to my unfoldment, to my happiness, to my peace, to my health, to my success. I know there is a power for good that enables me to help others and to bless the whole world. So I say quietly to myself, there is one life. That life is God. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. It is flowing through me, circulating in me. I am one with its rhythm. My heart beats with the pulsation of the universe. In serenity, in peace, and in joy. My whole physical being is animated by the divine spirit, and there is anything in it that does not belong. Anything that does not belong is cast out because there is only one perfect life in me now. And I say to myself, I am daily guided so that I shall know what to do under every circumstance, in every situation. Divine intelligence guides me in love, in joy, and in complete self-expression, desiring that the law of good alone shall control me. I bless and prosper everything I am doing. I multiply every activity. I accept and expect happiness and complete success. Realizing that I am one with all people, I affirm that there is a silent power flowing through me and them, which blesses and heals and prospers, makes happy and glad their pathway. Realizing that the whole world is made up of people like myself, I bless the world, and I affirm it shall come under divine government of good, under the divine providence of love, under the divine leadership of supreme intelligence. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. So, your assignment this week is to really embrace that truth. If you don't have a copy of Living the Science of Mind and would like a copy of this meditation, please let me know or email info@cslminneapolis.org and we will get you a copy of it. Because this is the year, right? This is the year to suit up and to show up and to let that light shine so bright They were going to need shades no matter what. Happy 2024.
There's a new territory that I never saw before, like a fire of transformation breaking through my core, shining in darkness. I can see the light of day, and this new territory is my strength, it is my way. Yes, this new territory is my strength, so let us pray. Well, I pray that you will see the best of life, the best of love, the very best of everything. Well, I pray that you will see the best of life, the best of love, the very best of everything. I pray that you will see the best of life, the best of love, the very best of everything. There's a new territory that I never saw before, like a fire of transformation breaking through my core, shining in the darkness. I can see the light of day, and this new territory is my strength, it is my way. Yes, this new territory is my strength, so let us pray. This new territory is my strength, so let us pray. Well, I pray that you will see the best of life, the best of love, the very everything.
Thank you, Debbie, for that inspiring message. And for Victoria and James, I was just sitting enjoying the song and then stopped. I'm like, oh, I gotta open my eyes. I'm the one that has to go back up there. Ah. All right, so this is our time for conscious giving. And just what Reverend Debbie spoke about, the more you love, the more you get love. The more you do this, the more you get this. Well, it works with money too. The more money you move forward to things that spiritually feed you, the more money shows up in your life. I've had it happen over and over and over again. So this is the time where you can choose that this center is somewhere that spiritually feeds you. We'll pass the basket around and
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. blessed.
Well, thank you very, very much for your giving and your receiving. We have a spiritual gift for you. And we are blessed with a wonderful staff, an amazing staff. I was talking to my buddy Fran, and she's involved in a center down in Fort Lauderdale that's like 10 times this size. And they have the same amount of practitioners that we do. So that's how blessed we are here. We have a staff of practitioners that are willing to work with you and pray with you and vision for you what it is or where it is or what it is you want to be in the world. If you can't see yourself somewhere, we'll hold that vision for you so that you can move forward knowing that that is on its way and it is ready to be here for you. You can leave I'm going today, write something today and put it in the box, and it will be brought to our spiritual staff to pray for you. You can go to our website and put in a prayer request there. You can meet individually with a practitioner today, and we'll take time to spend time with you right now, if that's what you need, in prayer. The practitioners we have here today are myself, Colleen Wilkinson, in the back, if you could raise your hand. Jeff, yep, it's back there. There's Dee Erickson, she's right there. And there's Dee next to her, she's right there. And then we have Colleen and Reverend Sherry in the back corner over there, and Rev Debby here in the front. So, and Joanne, sorry. How could I forget Joanne? Like, she's a practitioner. Like, when I'm in my worst spot, and that's where I go to Joanne, because I know that it's done when she speaks those words. It's happened so many times. So that is our practitioner. So please feel free and use that gift that we have for you. We have a few announcements today, and I will introduce them as they go. My one announcement is the Foundations class starts on Wednesday. If you've been on the fence, you've been thinking about it, you don't know, the clock is ticking. It's ticking. Pretty soon, 7 o'clock Wednesday, ticking is done. So if you want to sign up, please do so on CSL Minneapolis Dogs Or's website. There is a place where you can order the book. You can sign up. We have scholarships available. If you're a practitioner and you want to audit the class, that's available. If you want to take the class for accreditation and be able to take more classes down the road, that's available as well. So please take a look and sign up if you wish. We have 9 people in the class right now, plus Colleen and myself. So Colleen has an announcement.
I am so excited to tell you that Victoria and Vasily, the family that we have been sponsoring as a community, are going to be able to welcome Victoria's parents here on January 17. Yes, this has been a worry in our hearts, even though I keep reminding myself that all is well. Their journey will be easy for them and joyful because you are all holding them in your prayers. So January 17th, they will arrive here to Minneapolis at 3:40. Their journey will begin the day and a half before that. So thank you all so very much.
Marv has an announcement.
If there's anybody here this morning who was not here on December 17th, I want you to know that I saved a Christmas present for your family unit. And I would please ask that someone from your family unit come see me as soon as the service is over so I can give it to you. Please don't be shy. I really want to do this. So come on down.
Thank you, Marv. Jeff has an announcement about the extra shot. I know. It's all right. I've been there, done that.
We're going to be having an extra shot on the third Sunday. That's 2 weeks from now. And we're going to be relating some things Holmes did quite a bit, using electricity as an analogy for spirit. We're going to talk about some of the parallels. We're also going to talk about perseverance. So join us at about 11:15 that day.
And after service today, we are going to be beginning an intention setting practice for our community. And that will be led by Rev Debby and Rev Joanne, and it will be in the room where we usually have our meditation. So stay after, have a little coffee, a little chatting, and if you'd like to stay around and participate in that, please join us in that room. And is it going to be every month or still? It's going to be the first Sunday of every month to set intentions for our community. So we'd love to see you there, and that's good. I think that's all of our announcements. Anyone else? Speak now? All right, so I will finish with a closing prayer. Reverend Joanne will do our closing blessing. And I'm blanking. Victoria and James will sing us out. I'm a little tired. We had a big day yesterday at my house. So, all right, closing prayer. Holy Creator, thank you for this day. Thank you for this moment. As we move out into this universe, let us move out into the universe full of love, full of all the things that we wish to bring to those around us, full as we meet with our neighbors and maybe shovel their drive, as we talk to our friends and maybe volunteer to bring a cup of coffee over to say hi, as we call our family members and think, wow, I haven't talked to my brother in a year. Let's take that risk and reach out. As we move out into this world, we bring forward and bring forth everything that Debbie spoke of today. All of that love, all of that abundance, all of that willingness is present. And we as a community of CSL, we as a community of love, a community of faith, a community of joy, get to share that with those around us. Knowing that this is true and this is so, I release it knowing that it is, and so it is.
I'll leave you with a blessing. May you be at peace. May you know the beauty of your own true nature. May your heart be open. May you be healed. May you be blessed. Namaste.
This is a tune we closed out last year with, and I wanted us to pick up this year with it. There was a time in my life I thought I'd have to do it all for myself. Didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. Didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you've got to let it go, let it all go. And this is what you have to say. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God.